Coming up on 9:28, welcome back, everybody. There's the info you need to get in touch with us this morning for Ask the Expert with J.B. Robillard from Robillard Hearing Centers, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. Here's our email and our Facebook information as well. We're getting lots of questions, as a matter of fact. Do you want to go to the website first? Yeah. Now, what are we going to see? We got a little demonstration here on your website.
We do. It's on our main page. And what it is, actually, it's a new technology that's been released. It's called speech preservation and noise. It's something that we did discuss at our last session, but it's something that's continually evolving, and it's very applicable to the vast majority of our patients. Most of our patients, the greatest difficulty that they experience with their hearing loss is hearing in noise, hearing in challenging environments.
Right.
And that's the greatest complaint, in fact. And so manufacturers have been working towards a solution for that. And this is an example of the latest solution that's provided by New Ear.
Okay, so we're going to actually listen in?
That's right.
Okay.
So this is without amplification.
Okay, gotcha.
So if we look at that. So what that represents, so here we have it. So before we run the next segment. Okay. And so there you can see speech and you can see noise.
Yeah.
Now what the instrument does is it cleans out the noise while maintaining the speech, and it's the first of its kind, and it's a circuitry that we're having a lot of success with. So we can run the next example, which is done through the hearing aid with the processing.
I'm really glad we came to this restaurant. It's always been one of my favorites.
Oh, so there's way less background noise.
That's right. So you can see the example on the screen, and so what the hearing aid does is it reduces the noise, but yet it maintains the speech, it maintains the audibility, which previously what hearing aids were doing was they weren't able to discriminate. So they were bringing everything down, including the speech as well as the noise. So by reducing the noise, you're offering comfort, obviously, in those challenging environments, in those noisy environments, but you're also reducing audibility, you're reducing comprehension. But with this example, with this circuitry, you're increasing or you're maintaining audibility, so you're maintaining the presentation of conversation of the speaker while reducing the noise. So it's of great benefit.
Yeah, and that's a fine example of where the technology is headed, right?
That's right.
And where it's gone already.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So this is actually the second example, the second generation of this. Of this technology, and it's actually a product that we're showcasing at all our offices, and we're offering demonstrations. If people are interested, they can come in, and they can actually do the test in a free field, and it's very effective. I mean, it presents very well.
Yeah, interesting to check it out on the website too.
That's right.
Let's go to the telephones. George is on the telephone from Barry's Bay this morning. Hello, George.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
Oh, I'm a little bit under the weather, but
I hear you, brother.
I'll survive.
I hear you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. But my question was, I'm suffering with tinnitus and also Meniere's disease, and sometimes it gets going at the same time. Now, I've heard that there is no cure, and then I've heard that there is a cure. And they also have hearing aids for tinnitus to get rid of that high-pitched ring in your ears. And that was my question. Is there or is there not a cure for either one of those symptoms?
I guess this would be one of the most common questions you get.
It is pretty common. Well, it almost varies on a case-by-case basis. Typically with Meniere's, there's a hearing loss associated with that. And so by correcting the hearing loss, we end up masking out the tinnitus. So it is beneficial, but obviously only while you're wearing the hearing aid.
Right.
There are some tinnitus training therapies that you can look into. Additionally, if you're suffering from tinnitus significantly, I would suggest seeing an ear, nose, and throat doctor. They're very often they'll have either some medication or some direction, some dietary suggestions to just help you. That's right, just to help you avoid any flare-ups. Absolutely.
Right.
But certainly, if you're suffering from Meniere's, I would imagine that George has already seen an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Has had that consultation. So with hearing aids, unfortunately, with tinnitus, there's some mixed results. There's some different technologies that we can use. Basically, there are some hearing aids that offer maskers, and what they do is they end up canceling out the tinnitus.
Okay.
It's something that that we offer to our patients. Again, it really varies on a case-by-case basis. I recommend people to try it out. Take advantage of the 60-day trial period. If it is a solution for you, then it's probably worth your investment.
Yeah. That's the other thing. You can try these things out and see if they do in fact work for you. Okay, we've got Leslie on the telephone. Leslie, good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Very good. What's your question?
My question is about after you've made your initial investment, how much are the batteries and how often do they have to be changed? And is it, seniors who can't really do it? Manage it.
Right, gotcha.
They're about, a battery will cost you about 75 cents each, and that will last you about 75 cents to $1, I should say. So that will last you about a week. Typically, a hearing aid battery will last you a week. That's about it. And it's just what's happening with the new digital technologies. There's just a greater. Unfortunately, it's
use more power.
Yeah, so there's more processing. So unfortunately, the battery life tends to be a bit reduced with the newer technologies. But typically, you're looking at roughly around a week, depending on the size of the battery as well. I mean, there's different sizes, but for different sizes of hearing aids. So the bigger the battery, of course, the longer the lifespan. So you might get as long as maybe 10 days.
Is it possible to get rechargeables for hearing aids?
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely. There are rechargeable batteries that are available, only for a few lines.
Right.
And economically, though, you're actually better off just using disposable. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. So it does. Obviously, the rechargeable batteries give you that convenience of not having to change the battery and just recharging the batteries on a on a daily basis. But unfortunately, the rechargeable batteries do have a memory.
Yeah.
So they don't. So life expectancy isn't that long.
I understand Leslie's point. I mean, when you're on a fixed income, what have you, it's tough.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no question.
All right, we'll take a break. We've got more callers waiting on the telephone, but still room. If you'd like to get in on the conversation, 613-789-6559, extension 2803, ottawa.morningctv.ca is our email address. You can also Facebook a question for JB Robillard from Robillard Hearing Centers. We'll be back with more of Ask the Expert after this.